Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 4 of Trading from Zero. Today we'll go over risk management and everything around it. So I will just talk about it on chart because there's nothing really to show. And we can start with the most basic stuff, which is literally a stop loss. I feel like everyone should know this, but please use a stop loss. There are ways people trade without stop losses, but for a retail trader, you need to use stop loss. So a stop loss is basically, let's say you have stop loss right here. This red box all the way down here, this is your stop loss. If price comes all the way down here, you will just get out of the trade and take the loss. So you will lose some money. But it's better to lose some money than to blow your whole account. So that's basically just stop loss. So we can write that down here. SL stop loss. So we have first that. And we can also go over what's take profit. So take profit is basically a place where your trade will also close, but as a win. So for example, take profit is right here. So if price comes up here, you will close your position for a profit. Okay, and now how can you... Now, if you put these two together, I don't really know how to explain this, but basically an RR, that's basically risk to reward, right? So you can see this right here. So let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so let's say we have stop loss right here and we have take profit right here. And as you can see, risk to reward ratio is 2. So what does that mean? So basically, you are risking, let's say $1. So if price goes down here, you lost $1. But if price comes up here, you win $2. So you are risking $1 to make $2. So let's write that down. RR, risk to reward ratio. Okay, so we already went over three things. And how long is this been going? I don't even know. Like, where do I even see this? 3 minutes? Yeah, around that. Okay, now let's actually talk about how much you should risk for a trade. Oh, risk size. So this really depends on you and what you trade. So let's say you trade... Holy shit. Okay, so let's say you trade prop firms, right? This is very, how would I say this, complicated, because there are traders who just want to risk 1% on evals. So phase 1 and phase 2, right? That's basically what you have on evals. So before you are funded. But I don't really like this idea. What I would recommend is prop firms risk 2% or maybe even more. On evals. Only on evals. Okay, so that's risk management as for risk size, right? I just said risk 3 times back to back. And then we can also throw in prop firm 1% or 0.5% on funded. Now I'm not saying you can't risk 2%, but I feel like it's better to risk 1 or 2. Shit, what am I doing? 1 or 0.5% on funded, because you are not looking to pass it, right? You're just looking to get a payout. So you don't need to over risk, because let me explain why you should risk more on evals. So you don't want to be stuck on this phase 1 and phase 2 for too long, because you are not making money out of it. But when you're funded, you're actually making money from trading, because you're now funded. You can actually make money, but on evals you can't. You need to pass them as quickly as possible, which also depends on how much you can spend money on them. If you have a lot of money to invest, the more you invest, the more you will get out. But if you don't have money, you can still risk 1%, take it on the safe side, and pass them slowly. But I wouldn't advise that. I would advise to over risk on evals. But then again, we can talk about live account, and this really matters. This really is just about you and how much you want to risk. So how would I say this? Depends on yourself. So on live account, I see many different type of sizing people use. Some even use like 5%. It's live account. It doesn't have rules. The only rule is to not blow it. And if you have an edge, it shouldn't be that hard, really. So 5%, 1%, whatever. Really, whatever. Because that's the freedom of live account, right? You don't have rules. Whereas on the fundeds, you might have like a rule that, for example, you lose more than your rule gave you to lose. Like for example, you can lose 3% per day, and you open 4 trades with 1% risk, you lose all of them, bam, the account is blown. So yeah, you have a lot of rules on prop firms which you need to check. And yeah, so on live account, it really depends on yourself and what you're comfortable with. Now, what you can also do is do max drawdown, weekly, daily. So it depends on the type of trader you are. Daily is more of for like a scalper. So if you're a scalper, you can tell yourself, okay, I don't want to lose more than 3% a day, right? So if you actually lose 3 trades, you just don't trade anymore today. You'll come back tomorrow. For weekly, now this really depends on, I think, the trader. Because as a scalper and as a swing trader, you have to tell yourself what you're comfortable with losing daily and weekly, and also what your prop firm allows you to lose. So it all depends. So I would say depends on yourself. And what else is there? Because I really just ran through this like really quickly. I'm trying to think of risk management stuff we can also talk about. But I feel like this is, I don't know, I feel like this is not all of it, but this is just what comes to my mind right now, and I should have just gave myself like a script or something to read, but let's see if I remember anything more. Risk size, max drawdown, weekly, daily. We went over risk per trade right here. This is the most important stuff, I feel like. And if I won't remember anything more, I'll just end right here. We can search up risk management, whatever comes. Okay, I want to like see like whatever people are asking, but that will just show some BS stuff. So I feel like this is not all of it, but that's just what comes to my mind right now, on top of my mind right now. Uh if you have any questions, you can join the Discord. It's the first link in the description. It's free. And you just ask there and I'll answer. But yeah, risk management is really important because if you stay long enough in the game, your edge will eventually play out. So that's why risk management is really important, and it's really not that hard to do. So this is main thing you should do. There is also some guys say that even without edge, if you just risk 1% and you trade based on a flip, on coin flip, you will just end up break even. So I don't know if that's true. You can test it out. But yeah, I still trying to think if there's something more, but I don't really remember right now. But if you have any questions, as I said, just join the Discord. I'm active like every day. And yeah, I'll just answer that there. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for a Macro from Zero series. And yeah, so see y'all next time. Bye.